equations in general, you might have remembered at the start of the year, okay, we were able to do let's say for instance I solved this equation right here. It's a standard quadratic equation. It's very easy, nothing that you can't do. The reference number is the first number multiplied by the last number, which is 6. You then think of two numbers that multiply together to give you minus 5. And the answer there would be? Minus 2 minus 3. Because that makes the minus 5 in the middle. But when you multiply them, you get you 6. Now, what you would have done in the past is you would have said x minus 2, bracket x minus 3 equals 0. And then you'd have x equals 2. Oh, sorry, I won't skip anything here. You have x minus 2 equals 0. X equals 2. Very important you look at this. X minus 3 equals 0. X equals 3. Now, I'm going to show you a way to go from this equation here, back to the original equation. Now, there's a rule, you're going to have to learn this rule off by heart for this section. It's not in your tables, okay? It's what's called, these are known as the roots, okay? So to make this equation again, and this always works, and I means always works, okay? If you do x squared, or whatever letter you're talking about, okay, minus brackets, sum of roots. Now, do you know what I mean by sum of roots? Add the roots together. So I'll just put add above that. Add the sum of the roots, bracket x, okay, plus bracket product of roots. Now, please, if you can take down one thing, that'll be the thing I'll take down today. Just what I've written down there. Now, if you look at this, guys, x squared. What happens when you add the roots together? So minus bracket 5, and what's minus bracket 5? Minus 5. So it's going to be minus 5x. Now, what's the product of the roots when you multiply them by each other? 6. So look, that's it. X squared minus 5x plus 6. It's basically the original question. So it shows you how to get back to the original question. Okay? Sorry?
I can use the
original.
Are you not going to be x squared to like a q squared or something?
You don't. It'll be a fraction if it's 2x squared, and then you have to multiply them by 2. But for complex numbers, you're not going to have to worry about that too much. Okay? So, what this does now, okay, it brings me to my current question, okay? And on my current question, what it says is, for this question here, guys, question 26, it says the roots are, there's two roots. The first root is minus 1 plus 3i, and the second root is minus 1 minus 3i. Now, what it says is, if I get the sum, and I get the product, I can figure out what's going on. So look at this. What's the sum, guys? The sum is when you add them together. So add them together.
Minus 2.
And it's just going to be, as Gavin said rightly, it's just going to be minus 2. Is everybody happy with that? The sum is when you add them together. The question gives you the two roots. You then add them together. Okay? Shh. Gavin, please. Okay? The next one is the product. Okay? Now, what the product means is you're going to multiply them together. So the product means I have to multiply minus 1 plus 3i multiplied by minus 1 minus 3i. Now look what happens here, guys. Gavin, minus 1 by minus 1. Minus 1 by minus 1. Multiplying. Minus 1 by minus 3i. Plus 3i. 3i by minus 1. Minus 3i. 3i by minus 3i.
Minus 3i squared.
9i squared. Now, what's I squared, King?
Minus 4. I was playing plus 9.
Stop saying.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Plus 9, okay. Now, King, what happens to 3i's?
Cancel.
And what's 1 plus 9? 10. Now, guys, first of all, here's your answer. What was the answer for the sum? The sum is in red. What was the answer? Minus 2. So it's going to be minus minus 2. And what's minus minus 2? Plus 2x. What's the product? 10. So basically, in a nutshell, guys, if you were to do the minus b formula and try and find what is the answer for the two of these, you'd end up with these two answers here: minus 1 plus 3i, 1 minus 3i. Okay. Now there's one other one we need to do, and what we're going to do is this one here. Okay. We're going to do question 29. That's 29. Okay. Now, in number 29, guys, what's the two roots? Can anybody tell me? Can you tell me what the two roots are in number 29?
0.
Plus I and minus I. Now, here's... Okay, guys, what's the sum? Kim, what's the sum?
X.
So the sum is adding the two x's together. So it's going to be I plus minus I. What's I plus minus I?
2i. No.
They cancel. 0. What's the product of I multiplied by minus I? When you multiply them? Minus I squared. And what's I squared?
Minus 1.
Minus 1, which gives me? Plus 1. Okay? So then you're going to put it in here, guys, and we're going to get x squared minus the sum of the roots, which is going to be, what's the sum of the roots? 0, so it doesn't exist. Plus the product of the roots, which is? Sorry? 1. Equals 0, and that's your equation. Okay, guys. You guys now try 24 to 29. Hey, Jeff.